Sean and Mike, brew-news.com. We're changing it up. We're keeping it real. It's snowing like crazy outside. It's the third storm in 10 days. You know, we're doing the best we can with what we got. Not much, but, you know, that's what we do. Today, we're drinking homebrew. This is from our PicoBrew. It's the second of the Pico packs that we ordered. And this is Elysian's Dragontooth Oatmeal Stout Clone. Again, put in the Pico pack, hit a button, set and forget it, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, the wort's there ready for you in the keg, it's cooled down, you add the yeast, and you let the magic happen. After the fermentation's over, you rack it to another keg, you carbonate it as per usual, and you get beer like this. So this has been in the keg for a while. I probably brewed this, what, 2 months ago now? Yeah. So it's been chilling in my fridge, just waiting to be, you know, tasted on camera, because that's what we do. We wait until the camera's on and then we start drinking beer. So on a day like today where it's coming down, probably like a foot of snow outside, what better beer than a big, super dark, super chewy oatmeal stout, right? So, Mr. Mike, I know this is one of your favorite styles. Yeah. Tell me what you think about this.
This beer is tremendously... It's like everything you sort of hope for in an oatmeal stout. It's I mean, it's got a nice rocky brown head. The aroma is like warm baked bread with a strong amount of like cocoa. There's definitely a strong cocoa presence there. I don't really get any type of a hop presence on the nose, but it's just toasty. I don't get like a strong roast character in the aroma, which is I like. But it's mostly chocolate and a nice sweet malt presence. Yep. And the flavor doesn't disappoint. The flavor, I think, is like molten chocolate, baking chocolate with a good malt backbone. There's a bready biscuit, like a toasted note there. Yeah. And then there is, after you swallow it, there's a little bit of, that roast character finally comes out. There's a little bit of a bitter sweet chocolate, but also like a subtle coffee. Yep. Dark roast note, but the roast note isn't overpowering. For as dark as it is and as bold as the color is, it's not screamingly roasty. It's definitely roasty, but it's not, you know, burnt or acrid. Then that mouthfeel, man, it's like molten chocolate. Yeah. It's really chewy. It's coats the tongue. The oatmeal, I don't know if there's any lactose in this recipe, but I mean, it's just very full. There's a sweetness to it. There's some caramel notes to it. But it's all driven by that chocolate flavor, right? Yeah, absolutely. It's smooth as well. It's wicked smooth, smooth. And then that roastiness, there's a little bit of a bitterness there too. So there is some hop bitterness. A little bit of hops, yeah. Some roast bitterness at the end. But it's still super drinkable though, right? Super drinkable. Yeah, I mean, it's deceptively easy to drink, I betcha. Not sure of the specs. I don't remember the specs, but we're probably pushing 8-9% on this. It's a little bigger than I usually make, but then maybe I should try making it 8% this big because it's so full, you know. Do you think upping your the amount of flaked oats in your grist would help? Like, you know, I've played with that a lot. I think more oats for sure, but I wonder if some of this is just like a slightly higher finishing gravity, which you'd achieve through a slightly higher starting gravity or a less attenuative yeast. It's not like super sweet though, so it feels like it tastes like it's fermented like fully, you know, which is cool because it's not like we're drinking the commercial example. You know, you fermented this, so the fermentation character is like spot on to what I want it to be. I don't know what the original beer tastes like, but yeah, that's great. That's why I said I'm not sure if there's some lactose in there too, which is helping the body out a little bit. True that. Right? It's hard to say. Yeah. We don't really get a lot of information. Well, from this beer, and also like the information from Pico, I don't think I have like a list of what's in there. It's kind of like, here's your pack. That's the point, right? It's plug and play. Exactly. Now, here's a question. Do you think, from a process standpoint, right? Yep. Really hard to compare this style to the Pliny clone that we made. Yeah. But the Pliny clone tasted okay. It was pretty good. But you changed up your process a little bit this time, and you did your own sanitation with your actual sanitation chemicals. You use Star San, right? Right. You did a cleaning and a processing of equipment as if you were brewing yourself. True that. Yeah. This time, and I wonder if some of the how great this beer is, as far as its cleanliness and the quality fermentation, is related a little bit to that. I wonder. Hard to guess, but
it is hard to guess. But I think that one of the comments we had with that first Pico beer was that there was like a home brewy essence to it. You know, that what they used to call it, the homebrew twang. You know, whatever the heck that was. To me, the instructions didn't call for sanitize the keg in which the wort will eventually be in, which you will ferment.
The receiving keg.
Yes, the receiving keg, what you will eventually ferment into, or it'll ferment will happen in that keg. This time I was like, let's do it. I think that we should sanitize that keg and then run it as if, you know, I was just pushing the button and everything happened the way it happened, and the wort was received in that keg. It may have made a difference. I think that, you know, if I were to give the product team something, that I think that they should say, hey, you open up this box, you've got 2 kegs. One keg is going to be used for your fermentation. Make sure you sanitize that keg before you start it all. They do talk about sanitizing the keg that actually is the serving keg, but they don't talk about sanitizing the fermenting keg, and I think that might be
I don't know
an issue.
if the system gets hot enough when it's recirculating some stuff.
I think that's the thing.
They're counting on some. Maybe they're counting more on like a pasteurization than a sanitation. So it doesn't hurt to just drop some star sand in
And that's what I did.
And as a brewer, you know, taking what you know already and doing that. And then if you were just a plug and play, I bought one of these, I don't homebrew, but I want to do this. I mean, that's a good addition to put in the instructions, right?
Agreed. I think that, of course, cleanliness, everybody says like, hey, you want to be a better brewer? What's the #1 tip I should follow? It's, you know, clean all your equipment, sanitize sanitize everything that's going to receive the finished wort or beer afterwards. So it's like, even like people I used to work with, like, should I sanitize my bottle? I'm like, absolutely, dude. Like, don't skimp on that part of it. So anyway, that's what I did differently. So I think this came out better, but who knows? I mean, it's hard for us to actually compare, because we don't have a commercial. We don't have access to the commercial version of this beer to compare and contrast, but this is fabulous.
I don't care.
It's excellent.
I don't care. I mean, this is
this is great.
I would drink this on every time we have a day like this. And I mean, the fact that it's been cold and conditioning in the keg for like 2 months. It's just it's I don't know if it's peaking, but it's certainly at a high point right now. So
I'm gonna throw this into competition and see what they say. See what people say. I'll just say like, this is. I'll say it's a clone. We'll see what happens. But like on the East Coast, we'll be like, that sounds great.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. You know, sometimes we're just here drinking beer and talking about it because that's what we do. But appreciate you taking a look at this video. Subscribe to our channel. Like this video if you dug it. And we'll be doing this every week. So check us out. John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. Brew on.
Cheers.